With Cenarius dead, it falls to us to awaken the druids. We must recover the demigod's horn from the sacred Moonglade Isle. Only its clarion call can awaken the druids from their slumber.
But Priestess, the Orcs have established a crude settlement upon the Isle. We'll need to fight our way through them to reach Cenarius' horn.
Priestess Tyrande, thank Elune we found you. The undead are advancing upon the nearby barrow dens. The dens seem abandoned, but
there is one druid sleeping within them, sister. Furion Stormrage. He is the wisest and most powerful of all the druids. He must be warned that the Legion has returned.
Then we'd better hurry. If the undead overtake his den before he's awake...
Let us make haste, my sisters. All our hopes rest on Furion's awakening. The goddess calls.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Warcraft 3. In this mission we have to pretty much kill 3 mini-bosses before the undead camp in the middle of the map. Harvest all the trees between their base and Malfurion's den. We'll be meeting Malfurion later, because his name just kind of came up almost out of nowhere. He's going to be introduced more formally soon. So we have to kill 3 mini-bosses and below the Horn of Cenarius. Cenarius being that Keeper of the Grove, who we killed in the Orc campaign. We have to do that because Malfurion is in a place called the Emerald Dream. He's in a super special sleep. And the Emerald Dream, to my knowledge, is not expounded upon all that much in this game, but it's like a lush parallel spirit world that is the domain of the dragon aspect of life, Ysera. And as of Warcraft 3, it's in the midst of being corrupted and turned into the Emerald Nightmare. And if you want more on that, WoW expands on that quite a bit. And probably some Warcraft, like, side novels as well. For now, it's window dressing. By the way, if you hear me pause quite a bit more, that's because my lips hurt like hell. That is not it. Oh god. That made me giggle. And the giggling caused my lips to contort, and now they hurt more. I just got home from Boston. And the air is dry as shit up there. I cannot find a happy middle ground climate-wise. Between the hell that is Florida's near 100% humidity, or it's just walking into a big goddamn heated fishbowl, and Boston. God damn it, East Coast. So yeah, I'm chapped into debilitating lip pain. It'll be good though. We are gonna persevere and do this Warcraft Let's Play. You know, it's kind of funny how little play, now that I think about it, the Emerald Dream, the Emerald Nightmare gets. Oh, that Dryad ability is so good. We'll get to that. It's kind of funny how little play that gets given in this game, given what the point of the Night Elves inclusion in Warcraft 3 was, which was to have this long-standing, ancient perspective on things. The Night Elves were literally created as a storytelling device. But of course, the perspective they wanted to go back into it a bit is that of the perspective on the Legion, who apparently had a presence here on Azeroth, as we're learning, and specifically Kalimdor and Ashenvale Forest, which is towards the north of the continent. They were present 10,000 years ago. They tried to invade, a fact which the Night Elves were witness to, and seem to have played some kind of role in stopping.
So be it. Immediately.
Good lord, I need to invest in chapstick or something. This is hellish. You know, right before your lips crack and start bleeding, they're not bleeding yet, but if you run your tongue over that spot, you can taste metal, you can taste the iron. There's no blood yet, but you know it's coming. Ah. So really, the main... Wow, he's just going to keep mirror imaging. Luckily, when he splits into these mirror... How the hell is the cooldown that low? Luckily, when he splits into mirror images, the clones retain the amount of health that the original had. Also, you can tell which one is the original just by hitting Alt and getting the health bars to display, or you might also just have them set to display by default. We're going to keep microing these back to the fountain, just to preserve them a little bit longer. You can tell by which one is doing damage. Also, oh, that abolished magic one more time. So yeah, let's talk about Dryads a little bit more. They are our first tier 2 unit. Like the archers, they are ranged. I should say, like the majority of Night Elf units, they're ranged. They have a couple of nifty abilities. One of which, and I think the most important of which, is their autocast. We've seen it in action a few times. It is Abolish Magic, which dispels buffs from enemies and debuffs from your own units, like the Shaman Lightning Storm that you saw get dispelled before.
Speak your mind. In position.
They also have a passive that renders them immune to being targeted by spells, so it's not like you can easily crowd control them to stop them from abolishing magic on your other units. Like, you can't sleep them, it's hard to stun them. And they have one more passive that gives their auto attacks light damage over time, along with an attack speed and movement speed debuff. So they're really strong anti-caster type units. And they're also really nice for chasing units down and mitigating some of their damage. If you're quite good at controlling them, you can control individual Dryads to target, to kind of spread fire out among the enemy army and apply that debuff to a lot of different units at a time. It's actually beneficial not to focus fire with the Dryads, just because you will mitigate so much damage with their attack speed debuff.
Our warriors have engaged the...
Again, you have to be pretty good at controlling them, because that's all. You select one, target one thing, select another, target another thing. That's all. A lot of individual, quite tricky actions.
Your building is complete.
But then again, that is the essence of Warcraft 3, is that level of micro, that really precise control. So yeah, they are a fantastic utility unit. Also, we're seeing more of what makes me like Huntresses so much, these frontliners. That's the fact that the glaives bounce. So we can focus fire and still chip down adjacent units. Or even adjacent buildings if there's nothing else nearby. The bounce range isn't fantastic, but it's good enough. And you can make... Oh, there was a sentry ward waiting there. You can make up for a lot of Night Elf unit shortcomings just with that. Especially the damage shortcomings. Between the True Shot aura and that, Huntresses are really quite formidable. We do sort of need to mix a couple of archers in, because I think there might still be just a handful of flying units. Dang it! No, I think it's only the wyverns in this mission. We may have not even needed to build that ballista. Because we're doing such... Like, that's half health already, the burrow. Just from taking glaive mounts while we destroyed the tower. Super powerful. Really easy to underestimate, too. And since we have shut down all of their production, really, we'll be fine if we just kill the rest of the peons, because they won't be able to rebuild, they won't be able to produce anything, or continue to threaten us. Trying to give this low health Huntress kind of a roundabout path. to the fountain, so she doesn't take any wayward glaives or anything. The javelins that the peons toss out from the bunkers.
Make it fast.
I think this is both of the past two Warcraft episodes. There has been something wrong with me physically. Has affected my ability to do commentary. I think last time it was the sore throat, and now it's my very painful lip problem. Oh, it's very bad. I suffer for you. I suffer, and I sacrifice.
As the goddess wills.
There will be blood. This is the most dangerous LP on YouTube.
As the goddess wills.
This is the fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm gonna go to the Shadow Realm if I don't complete this LP of Let's Playing. What the fuck
your mind.
Someone threatens the wilds. So be it.
Oh, I had a point starting out.
Someone threatens the wilds. By Elune.
What is nature's call?
I heed the voice of Elune. Asha Thoraman.
So each of the mini-bosses that we have to deal with, and luckily we get these healing wards drop, each of them are going to be the spectral keepers of the grove, just in different colors. And they're all going to summon a couple of forest ads. None of it's going to be very problematic. By the time you have built up a large enough force to destroy the orc base standing between you and all of this stuff, you're more or less ready to just charge straight through the mini-bosses. And look how much time we have left.
Immediately.
The undead have only chopped down about 27 trees. So there is a soft timer on this mission, but it's very soft. You stand almost no chance of actually failing this by the timer. Things have to go cataclysmically wrong in order for that to happen. There, though, Guardians are being a huge pain in the ass. We have constant streams of Huntresses coming from the base, though. So we are in no danger. Everything is fully upgraded, at least to the extent that we can upgrade at this point. And we have one more left to go. Oh, this one's a little bit more problematic than the rest because he has some lightning spells, along with, that looks like a passive yeah, all of his attacks apply purge. And we have this boy stunning us up. All of them are done now. We just have to deal with the remaining ads, then blow the Horn of Cenarius, and we're on to meeting Malfurion. One that we have heard so much about. And then I can go nurse my busted, terrible lips.
Standing guard. Make it fast.
In the name of Cenarius. Someone threatens the wilds. Immediately. At last, the Horn of Cenarius. Now we can awaken Furion.
The horn has sounded, and I have come, as promised. I smell the stench of decay and corruption in our land. That angers me greatly. Come forth, you defenders of old. Crush these invaders, as you did in ages past. It has been 1,000 years since I last looked upon you, Tyrande. I thought of you every moment I roamed through the Emerald Dream.
My heart rejoices to see you again, Furion. But I would not have awakened you unless the need was urgent.
In the dream, I felt our land being corrupted, just as if it were my own body. You were right to awaken me.
The Burning Legion has returned, Furion. Cenarius is dead, and Outlanders roam freely through our most sacred vales.
As was foretold. No doubt Archimond will make his way to Hyjal Summit and attack the World Tree. If he succeeds in draining the tree's energies, this world will be doomed.
My only thought was to awaken you and the rest of the Druids. The Druids of the Talon reside within the Barrow Dens at the end of this valley. If we can reach them, we may have a chance to stop Archimond and his demons.
That did it, boys! We've driven them off! Let's regroup back at the base and tend to our wounded.
So, the Outlanders battle against the undead as well. They could prove to be powerful allies against Archimond and his ilk.
They are mongrels and nothing more. They are responsible for Cenarius' death. I will be damned before I stand with them.
Perhaps you are right, my love. We will establish our new settlement here. Keep your sentries alert. I doubt that we have seen the last of the Outlanders or the undead.
All right, thank you all for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one, y'all.
Something is amiss.